Hi everyone. Well, I'm back home again. It was pretty nuts out there. I had a great time. Talked to a lot of people, heard about a lot of concerns. And I just wanted to start or end this video, not sure which, with a note that people out there are suffering, they're concerned, and we all need to come together to talk about it, to help each other. I hope everybody's doing great. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy this video too. And take care.
So tell me why you're here today.
Oh my goodness. I'm very much an amateur history person, but I see the cycle. I keep checking my watch to see if it's 1939 Germany. Read a lot about the Middle Ages. Here we go again. Burning books. Just the horrendous, horrible things that have happened in the past are happening again, and there are too many people letting it happen or participating. I have friends, neighbors, brother who are very deeply read. I love them, and I'm working very hard to keep communication open.
Right.
Hoping that the relationships will outlast the politics. But I don't think they realize, especially my brother, that my parents had to leave their grandparents had to leave the country to get married because of race. My mother and I are both handicapped, but she's passed, but I will not register because I'm afraid to.
Right out on the sides.
Because of historical persecution.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
My father, my mother-in-law, my husband are all naturalized citizens. And my brother doesn't seem to realize that they very well could be deported. We're on the ACA. We could lose our health care, which I desperately need. Who doesn't?
Right.
I normally don't get emotional about this, but it's very emotional. And I know it's devastating the mental health of people I care about, who are becoming suicidal and on all kinds of meds trying to survive this. I keep looking down the road, and yeah, I see the worst of our world history repeating itself.
So you're a sinner because you read banned books?
Yep, and I was told I was a sinner because I read banned books, and I went, wow, no lightning bolt has struck me. Do you think God, I've always believed God is a forgiving God, do you?
Yes.
And it's amazing when you ask them questions. They really sometimes don't have the answers.
My favorite question, I had to go to Catholic school.
Me too.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
God bless us.
Was if God makes everybody the way they're supposed to be, then what about gay people? There must not be anything wrong with them then, right?
And you know what else I say? God don't make no junk.
That's right. That's right.
You got it. I'm sorry, you know, but well, I have 7 grandchildren. The oldest one is 29.
Wow.
And she just got engaged last Saturday, and the youngest one is 7. And you know what? I am joyful right now in my life, but this ain't gonna pass, and I've got to continue. You know, for their sake, not mine.
So what brought you here? What was it all the chaos or one thing in particular, or are you having trouble keeping track?
It is hard to keep track.
I know.
Well, of course, we were disappointed with the results of the election in November, and then things just got worse. They got far worse than I thought they were going to. And I can't believe it. All these executive orders, and you don't. That's not how you make laws, but it seems like that's what's happening. It's terrifying.
Ben Franklin was leaving, and
plus,
a woman came up to him and said, "What kind of government
all of the
give us?"
tariff
He answered,
crap that's going on.
The market's crashed 1,700 points and then 2,200 points.
I can't think it's anything but stock manipulation. I mean, people know what's going to happen. If you've got money, you can buy in when it's low, and then Trump says, hey, we're not going to do tariffs after all, and the stock market goes way back up. And,
I don't think it's going to go way back up.
Well, it'll go up enough so that they can make a killing.
I know.
But, you know, it's just one thing after another. Everybody, every family family has a service
veteran.
member. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I mean, why are people not more upset about this?
Yeah.
The VA, it's a wonderful institution. My father had Alzheimer's, and they were so helpful. But even then, I mean, you know, things were stretched. It's always like that. You kind of have to expect it. But now it's going to be ridiculous. What about all these people who need help with their elderly parents?
Right. Yeah, I mean, my grandfather he was during World War II, he served.
Right.
And there was this systematic discouragement from him going to the VA because I guess they were just so overwhelmed back in the 50s.
They were.
And they didn't have the funding. And then eventually they kind of brought him back into the fold. I mean, it wasn't great, but in his later years, he would be 100 years old now.
Yeah.
And so in his later years, he lived to be 92. They were able to help him and give him the care. And he got into a very good facility at his end of life because he was a veteran.
Yeah.
And we were grateful for that.
And that was the promise.
That was the promise.
So, I mean, how can you renege?
You really should not. Yeah, I know. It's absurd. And I got to tell you, I have some friends. One of them had a job opportunity to work for the VA. They were going to move across the country. I'm so glad they stayed put.
Yeah.
Because holy crap,
many people had been midway in their life change, getting a new job, and then suddenly.
Yeah. Too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
You know, I've noticed that women's rights are really taking a way back seat.
We went through this back in the 70s.
Right.
I've already done this once. It was like I was telling my niece, you don't know what it was like.
Right.
In 1983, I went to a bank to get to open up an account, and he said, "Sure, honey, just get your husband or your father to sign for you." 1983.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And nobody told us this. So like I went to college, I started in 91, right?
Yeah.
So 1991, nobody ever told me that it was a big deal. I thought all you had to do was be 18.
Right.
I thought all you had to do was be 18.
You didn't know you had to be a man, did you?
It was insanity on a stick. And that was like, what? 8 years prior that you were getting messed around like that?
Yeah, I'm tired. I don't want to have to do this again, but I'm going to.
I know, right?